Hello, everyone, and welcome to the second episode of World Wrestling Cast. We are your hosts, Todd Ratliff
and Anthony Fraley.
We'll be taking you into the world of professional wrestling, from WWE to all aspects of indie wrestling around the world. All right, let's get started with this. Not a lot going on with Raw today, Anthony.
Thanks for letting me know. I didn't get a chance to watch it this week.
You didn't miss a lot. The only thing that really went on with Raw was Seth Rollins. He got his rematch this week for the IC belt.
How'd that work out?
Well, he did pick up a win, but he didn't pick up the win he wanted. He got the big DQ win.
Those don't work unless
Yeah.
Sucks to be Seth right now, I guess.
Yeah. Well, after the match, Reigns came in and saved him against McIntyre and Ziggler. They were getting ready to just destroy Rollins, and Reigns came in with the save.
Okay.
Once again, Ziggler looked good against Rollins, and McIntyre was there to help him out if anything was going to happen.
Yeah. I read someone kind of likened him to HBK and Diesel.
Yeah, I can see it a little bit.
I mean, not like straight up rip-offs, but it's like the same. They got the guy who, a little more athletic, and then they got the bigger guy who, this guy happens to be really athletic too. So
yeah, Ziggler, he's I think he's on his fifth or sixth Intercontinental reign. Yeah. I mean, that's a lot.
That's decent.
That's impressive.
Yeah.
Shawn Michaels' first belt was the IC belt. I don't know if you remember that or not.
I probably do, but I don't remember the actual,
Yeah, the actual date. Yeah, that'd be.
Yeah. I was a wee one at the time.
Yeah, me too. Another thing that happened on Raw that I'm not really surprised that this occurred again, but no Brock Lesnar again on Raw.
Man, that's it's another no-show, man. That get people fired from their job.
So 10 no-shows in a row for Brock Lesnar. You're gone, finally.
Well, I mean, if he's doing this whole MMA thing, MMA gimmick or whatever you want to call it, they only show up once, twice a year. So
yeah, now Brock Lesnar is back in the drug testing pool for MMA. I did read that. So I would say soon he will drop the belt. I don't know who to. I don't know if Braun will cash in on some match or just random cashing in the back, or who
call him out. It's and if he's back in that testing pool, I think you have to be back in the testing pool 6 months prior to signing.
Yeah, I read online that the earliest he can fight will be New Year's Eve.
Okay.
New Year's Eve will be the earliest he can fight.
Yeah, because I think they got to have 6 months of clean test.
Yeah.
And
that'd be exactly 6 months. He had to get back in the testing pool by Friday, and he actually got in on Thursday. So he had 1 day to spare.
Yeah, that's going to be a hell of a UFC show. I'll definitely have to catch that.
Yeah, it'd be but you're probably going to get John Jones versus Brock Lesnar when he comes back.
I think Jones is getting ready to say bye-bye for a few years.
Well, I don't know if he could pass up the money or not.
Well, no, I know. I think it's he failed his last drug test.
Yeah, you can't.
Steroid test. I think he's supposed to have. He's looking at a 4-year ban if once his appeals and stuff go through. They wasted a career. And I say him, Steve be a good match. Steve Miocic, however you say it.
Yeah. But as far as Raw, man, the reviews for Raw are really going down. They need to do something with Raw. It's hit a wall.
I don't see how they can write for it. 4 or 5 times a month. 3-hour episode. That's
yeah, it's tough.
That's mind-boggling, man. But
they need to get back to more wrestling and less talking.
Let the action in the ring tell the story, and then you can fill in the blanks after that.
Yeah.
The way it used to be.
But SmackDown this week was really, really, really good.
I caught SmackDown not live, but the next morning I caught it. Woke up at 6 to start watching it. And, it was. I was entertained the whole time. I barely looked at the phone. I couldn't quote you word for word what happened, but it was so early. I was only 1 or 2 cups of coffee in the day, but I enjoyed it, man. It was a great show all around. Not saying it was like. Not saying like WrestleMania 3, great, but it was good television for what I had. I didn't have a dime in it. And I was all right with it.
A lot of high points coming out of SmackDown this week.
Definitely,
a lot of high points. One of the main high points coming out of SmackDown was Team Hell No is back.
Man, that was there were people in the audience crying, I'm sure.
Yeah, for you out there who don't know who Team Hell No is, it is Daniel Bryan and the Big Red Monster Kane.
Yeah, that was I didn't expect Kane to be coming back since he's almost mayor or is mayor of Knoxville, Tennessee now. But he showed up, saved his boy Daniel Bryan from getting destroyed by the Bludgeon Brothers. So. But that was it was a good end to the show. The original match had Daniel Bryan versus Luke Harper. Daniel Bryan was fighting on his heels whole match, sort of getting beat down. Every time he started to do something, Luke would come back and he would just cut him off. And eventually, Daniel Bryan got that comeback going on, launched into a yes slot, and that pulled in Rowan from the outside and brought the DQ. They both just started destroying Daniel Bryan.
I think the Bludgeon Brothers are going to have their hands full with Team Hell No.
If that's where they're going with it, since Daniel Bryan's last partner no longer with the company, that's backstage politics. I won't talk about it, but. They needed something for him to do, and I'm sure, Kane being the company guy, he very happily, showed up to help out, get a pay-per-view match out of the way, get some extra spending money, I'm sure.
So your next pay-per-view for WWE is going to be July 15th at Extreme Rules, and you will probably get a tag team championship match between Hell No and the Bludgeon Brothers.
Yep. It's gonna be a real good one right there. There's a few other high points in the show though. If you want to go back to the very very beginning, it was Rusev Day on Tuesday. I didn't know if y'all heard that.
Happy Rusev Day.
That was I'd forgot it was Rusev Day, to be honest with you. They come so rarely. But first to show we got Rusev versus Xavier Woods. New Day was, just goofing off like they were, positivity and all. But, Rusev looked like he was on a mission to destroy him, man. And he done a pretty good job at it.
Once Rusev got his number one contender match, he is looking really strong right now.
I hope he gets to go on to win, but I can't get my hopes up for anything.
He is going up against one of the top wrestlers in the world, AJ Styles.
Yeah,
so.
Same time, man. AJ doesn't need it. Can they want to go with Rusev, see what he can do? Who knows?
Yeah, AJ Styles wasn't there. He's over in Tokyo right now.
Yeah. He brought his mask back. Did you see those pictures?
Yes, bro? I did. I watched some of the Tokyo stuff. Him and the club were over there.
Yeah.
Carl Anderson and
Luke Gallows showed up.
Yeah, it was really good seeing those. They got a real big pop over there in their New Japan ties.
No, man, they're royalty over there, and I'm sure Luke sold his ring gear after the show.
I'm sure
because put $500 in, get $2,000 out of it. It's worth it. But it was I've just seen pictures. I've not seen any live action from Japan. Saw a picture of oh Lord, I'm blanking on his name in NXT, but Kenta, Hideo Itami.
Yeah, Hideo Itami.
Good Lord, I'm so sorry, Internet. But he walked into the ring, he sat down, crossed his legs like Shibata would, and that place started going nuts for him. You know, it's chanting Shibata, you know, at a WWE show.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's been a good week for WWE in Japan, really. Now, if you want to go into the next match on SmackDown, I thought was of interest. U.S. Open Challenge wasn't going to have that match. It was going to be Shinsuke Nakamura versus Jeff Hardy, but
he got attacked by a dog.
Yeah, it was a police dog bit him. It wasn't Stone Pitbull Ishii from New Japan. That would have been a good run in. But,
yes, that would have been perfect.
But someday we might get that match. But so Jeff was left without an opponent, and he put an open challenge out, and music for Sanity hit. So they're playing up the angle. They don't know who it's going to be in the match. You know, maybe the announcers really didn't know because all three of them are ready to wrestle anytime. They're crazy like that.
And for you out there who don't know who Sanity is, they were a staple over in NXT.
They were.
They are made up of Eric Young,
Killian Dane, and Alexander Wolf.
Yeah, which were big on the independent scenes. Eric Young really never was huge on the independent scene, but he really made a huge name for himself in Impact and the old TNA.
Yeah, he was. I wouldn't say one of the originals, but he was a company man like AJ. You know, he was there. He done what they asked him to.
Yeah, and he was rewarded. He was a world champion, world TNA champion, and
got his own TV show out of the deal. That was him catching big game fish, but that was something else. That's what he loves. That's more power to him. But Eric Young ended up being the one challenging for the title, and Eric Young started working the neck of Jeff Hardy, and the commentary team was kind of saying, you know, it's his bad neck. You know, he's had a history of neck issues. So,
Eric Young was selling the neck really.
I don't know if he really has or not, but you know, it's damaging on making it was a good, just crazy fight. You know, Sandy's always been good for that, I thought.
Yeah, and Jeff Hardy, he's been around for 20 years plus, and so knows really how to work body parts.
Well, he worked with Eric also
in TNA. He did.
So yeah, I mean, they had that chemistry going on. I thought that was a decent little setup. Somewhere in the match though, the crowd starts kind of going crazy. Alexander Wolf and Killian Dane come down to the front edge of the ring, and who shows up?
The Usos.
Yeah, Uso Penitentiary showed up, and everything. Crowd got hot for it, and they just started fighting, and that somehow caused a no contest in the match. I think it kind of spilled into the ring a little bit there, and so Paige done the logical thing. She called for a tag team match. Play it.
Hardys and Usos versus Sanity. This would be a wild one.
It was, and I don't agree with the end of the match personally, but at the same time, people who should have won on a pay-per-view won on SmackDown, so I will give it that. We ended up having just pure pandemonium. Killian Dane, he's a monster.
Yes,
in terms of like a wrecking ball monster, not like a.
He's an old school Rhino from ECW.
Yeah, and he's sort of he's not pretty by any stretch of the imagination. Everything he does is ugly punches, ugly kicks, ugly cannonballs off the apron.
Yeah, John Cena.
I've never seen John Cena.
Right, where's John Cena been?
Yeah,
you can't see him.
But it was just a little back and forth. Eventually broke down into even more chaos. Jeff Hardy with Swanton. 1, 2, 3. they sent the crowd home happy. Jeff was probably going to win the match against Shinsuke, I think. But they've been changing titles. I don't know. I can't say for certain. If I can't say for certain how it would have went, but I think the people who would have won on pay-per-view won on the show.
Yeah, this was a fill-in match for Nakamura being bit by the dog, but it was a great fill-in match. This is another story.
Yeah.
Another match in the future, maybe.
Well, it's set up. It's set up Usos versus 2/3 of Sanity. Eric Young was getting some good offense in on Jeff, so this might get a pay-per-view match. We don't know how long Shinsuke's out for.
Yeah, you don't know how long Nakamura's going to be out from the...
because he literally got attacked the night before, and I think someone said they saw him with crutches or something, like the dog might have bit his leg. I don't know.
Yeah, I did read that online. He was walking around on crutches at the airport.
Yeah.
So must have been either tissue damage or muscle damage or something for him to be on crutches.
I mean, if a dog bit you in the leg, it's going to suck.
Yeah.
A police dog, no less. But that was that match. It was. I thought it was pretty all right. I'd watch it again if it popped on TV. James Ellsworth, he come out.
Yeah, Ellsworth is back, and
he's already calling out superstars. Any man with two hands has a fighting chance, right?
Exactly.
Well, he was talking trash on Asuka on Carmella's behalf. I think Carmella's overseas also right now. So
yeah, she was over in Tokyo side. She's the women's champion over on SmackDown, so she's been overseas.
With him getting hired back so soon, I'd say he couldn't get over there. So they put him on TV, sort of keep Carmella's storyline going.
Yeah, and what's getting ready to happen is you're getting ready to have a
possible intergender match on TV.
Intergender match on TV. It's been a long time since you've had one of those.
And whenever Ellsworth got let go and he went on the Independence, he kind of pulled that whole comedy shtick. He was the best wrestler in the world, man or woman, and so he started wrestling women and beating them, Andy Kaufman style. Had his own belt made, and World Intergender Champion, and stands for WIC, which is kind of funny, but he was living the dream, and then he got called back to WWE, and he's still doing it, and man, it's I'm just gonna go ahead and send my condolences to the Ellsworth family. Asuka's gonna kill him 100%.
Yeah,
he's just gonna be a little grease spot in the mat after she's done with him. But Carmella might show up.
Yeah, I'm looking for this to be a Ellsworth to win this match. And, I got a feeling that Carmella's going to come in and do something to Asuka, and Ellsworth's going to go get the win.
Probably put his foot on her and count it, flex, count, get a count out.
Get the win.
I'm all right with that. Well, that's we started number one, worked our way backwards, and got SmackDown. It was a decent show. I mean, if you got it on your DVR, go ahead and watch it before the next SmackDown, so you're caught up. It was. I'd recommend it.
Yeah, SmackDown is well worth watching this week. Those who did not catch it live, it is becoming the better show for you out there who don't know. In the coming weeks, it will be going to Fox.
We got about a year on that. They're a year
They
out.
changed it. They're a year out now?
Yeah, they announced it, but I think it's a year out. It's like October 2019.
Yeah, okay, 2019.
Yeah.
But
it's...
look for big things to come on SmackDown. It wouldn't surprise me if it didn't become the number one show. Fox did give a hefty amount to get the rights for SmackDown.
It's going to make WWE lots of money.
Yeah,
millions of dollars.
Yeah.
But beyond that, that was SmackDown this week. You want to pop on over to an Independent World?
Independent World. We're going to start off with the pay-per-view this week was Ring of Honor Best in the World, and it was a good one.
It was. I only caught the main event because I've got things I've got to do, but it's the same as everyone else in this world. There's too much good wrestling. Too short a time right now.
Well, I did not watch it live, but I was able to watch a couple matches from it, and as a whole, the pay-per-view was extremely good.
I'm gonna give it up to Colt and Ian Riccaboni. They're a decent commentary team. I wouldn't say they're the best commentary team in the world, but I've listened to a whole lot worse on WWE currently.
Yeah, WWE announcing team right now.
On Raw especially, I think.
Yeah, on Raw especially, it's struggling.
It's got Corey Graves. He's the bright spot on Raw right now, and he's Iron Man. He's working just about everywhere.
Yeah, he is. He's doing
Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Sunday when they have pay-per-views. He's making the product look good though, I think, and I'll give it to him for sure. He's able to put the wrestling over in a heel way without selling himself. He's selling the wrestler. So it's like old school Jerry Lawler used to do back in early Attitude Era days. He'd make people laugh. He'd make people laugh and be like, ha ha, but he was doing it in character for somebody. But anyway, let's get back. That's a hell of a tangent for talking about Colt and Ian.
Yes, the Best in the World pay-per-view was this past weekend. Like I said, I did catch some matches on it.
I just caught the main event, but it was entertaining. 15, 16 minutes of wrestling, I thought.
You had the one of the matches was the Young Bucks versus the Briscoes. It was a real exciting match.
Yeah,
it had a lot of high points in it. The Briscoes looked really strong. They are the Ring of Honor World Tag Team Champions right now.
Yeah, they act like they're the baddest men in the room, and from the way they look, they just might be.
Mm-hmm. They did retain. The Young Bucks were not able to defeat them for the belts. Nick and Matt Jackson are your current New Japan heavyweight champions right now. Yeah. And for you who don't know, they moved up the weight class this year to the heavyweight. Yeah, they used to be the juniors.
Yeah, they've been hitting the weights and just putting in the good work.
Another match that was on the Ring of Honor Best in the World pay-per-view was the championship match. This
was the entire reason I wanted to watch the show, and that's all I got to watch so far. If something happens, I get a day free, I might try to watch it on Honor Club or something.
I was totally surprised by the winner of this match. I did not see this one happening at all.
I didn't either. The match was between three wrestlers, triple threat. It was against Marty Scurll, challenging with Cody, the American Nightmare, and he was challenging also the world champion, Dalton Castle. And this was a 2/3 Bullet Club versus Dalton Castle, with Cody having a match against the NWA World Heavyweight Champion at All In. And he said if he has the title, it's going to be title versus title. Writing was on the wall from day one. Dalton's working hurt. Dalton can barely walk, it looks like.
Yeah, I mean, this was a no-brainer for anybody. You would have thought Cody would have had this match in the bag, easy.
If Cody didn't, Marty was going to be the champion and do something. But things just never go right in the world of wrestling, Todd. I don't know if you've ever noticed.
Never. Whatever you think, more than likely it's going to be something else.
Yeah, everyone chanting for one person, and it just doesn't happen sometimes. But it was a short match, sort of some back and forth, and Dalton's working he's working hurt. There's no, they always make sure to mention that he fractured a vertebra and it fused bad. And, when it rehealed, and he's got a pinched nerve now, and he's fighting with I think a bad shoulder. He's got his legs wrapped up. I mean
the whole match, you could tell he was favoring the leg.
And they never once done anything to that leg except the figure four, and that was like a right at the end sequence. But during the match, of course, Nick Aldis was here for the pay per view because he has an interest in the match. He's wanting to see his future competition, Cody Rhodes. Oh God, Cody. Say he wants to see what he's going to do, what he's capable of.
Yeah, Nick Aldis was at ringside during the match. Yeah. He had the 10 pounds of gold sitting on the table.
Yeah.
That is a nice looking belt.
Man, it's my childhood, man.
Yeah, that's
and I'm glad they haven't really changed it. They made the letters a little thicker,
And that's about it.
That's about it. It looks good on TV now.
Yeah, Nick Aldis, he is a really good champion for the NWA. He is bringing that belt back to prestige like it was in the 70s and 80s and 90s. And
I've not since Billy Corgan bought the NWA, they've not had a quote unquote bad champion. I don't think.
No.
Tim Storm, when he had it, he's old and he's not the kind of wrestler we have today, but he's the kind of wrestler that we had back in the 70s and 80s.
Yeah,
just strong, white meat baby face who
and respect for the belt.
You can tell Tim respected the belt. You can tell Nick Aldis respects the belt.
Well, there's a lot of wrestlers out there that win championships and they just treat it like it's trash, and there's no respect for the
that or they just look at it as it's a prop. These two guys, and I'm sure Cody, if he was to get his hands on this belt, would treat that belt with the respect it deserves.
Yeah.
Because, Dusty held that belt.
Yeah, that was his dad's.
That was his dad's world title. That was Ric Flair's world title. That was,
Barry Windham's.
Uncle Barry's, and everybody else that Dusty wrestled and managed and booked at the time.
Yeah.
That was Uncle, insert name here, Uncle Harley.
Uncle Harley.
They're not all blood, but you know what I'm saying. Everyone's got that person in front of them, or in the neighborhood they call Uncle.
Yeah, them guys were close back in the day. They traveled all around the world together. Yeah,
and Cody may have not been old enough to travel, but he knows that's the title. That's for him to be made. I think for Cody to be made whole, he has to have that belt.
Yeah, back in the 70s and 80s, there was one belt. If you had it, you were the man. It was the NWA belt.
Yep.
WWE was around back then, but it was NWA belt.
Yeah, NWA, and the WWF or whatever it was called at the time in the 60s, 70s. That was a New York, Boston company. That's what they ran.
Yeah.
They ran it great, but the NWA had one person that could go to every town and they could make that town.
Yeah.
And make a star in that town.
When Ric Flair would fight in Georgia, he'd make the 400-mile trip to Louisville, Kentucky. That night, fight in Louisville. Get back in the limo, drive to Alabama.
Just wherever, and go to Florida. I mean, just go to Seattle. He done it all, and they're starting to do that with the NWA title. Started showing up on other promotions, other companies, and there's they're setting up the company again to actually mean something. And that's why Nick was at this match, because Ring of Honor does mean something. It's never stopped being relevant. Yeah, there were some lean times.
Yeah,
after CM Punk and all them left and went to WWE.
Yeah.
It got a little bad, especially the era when Jim Cornette was running it. nothing against Jim. He can run a wrestling company great from Kentucky down south because he knows what the fans in this area want, but not a national Ring of Honor. You know,
Ring of Honor.
It's a different style.
Yeah, Ring of Honor had some lows about
05, 06?
05, 06, then about 3 or 4 years ago, because WWE pulled a lot of wrestlers from Ring of Honor.
Yeah, they signed anybody and everybody they could.
Yeah, within a year span, they got Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, which were two of the
biggest draws they had.
Yeah. And that left them with just, the Briscoes, Adam Cole.
Yeah.
This was before.
This was before Adam Cole was huge.
This was before Adam Cole was huge. I mean, Adam Cole was just coming up, and there was no Bullet Club yet.
Yeah, this is
in the Ring of Honor.
Yeah.
There was no Young Bucks in Ring of Honor. There was no, Marty Scurll. There was no Hangman Page. There was, no Jay Lethal yet. All these guys were either in other companies, New Japan, TNA. These guys weren't in Ring of Honor yet. So,
But now Ring of Honor's been making good progress. They still don't have that feel of the old Ring of Honor, the 03, 04 Ring of Honor that, whenever Ring of Honor was hitting on all cylinders where every match could have been a main event.
Yeah, Ring of Honor is still not up yet like it should be, but
they're getting there.
They're getting there. But especially whenever Ring of Honor combines with New Japan, their shows are amazing. Mm-hmm. I mean, every single match is a main event caliber match.
And they're also talking about Ring of Honor combining with Impact on that Jericho cruise. Yeah. That's going to be insane.
I would not be surprised if where Triple H is pretty much running NXT, if in the near future you could see someone from NXT going up against someone in Ring of Honor.
Yeah, I mean, it might be one of the situations where the Ring of Honor guy loses, but they're going to make him look good, and it's going to bring some credibility to the company because Ring of Honor, WWE may need some footage from Ring of Honor. They're like, well, we want someone to wrestle.
Yeah,
scratch my back, I scratch yours.
Yeah, NXT as a company would not hurt Ring of Honor as a company any of all if they done some kind of match.
Yeah,
not at all.
I think it could only help if it was booked right, and with the people that's booking Ring of Honor, the people that's booking NXT, writing for it, it's very easily doable.
Yeah.
Just they have to find the compromise that's going to work for both of them. Let's get back to Ring of Honor, man. We're scattered brains tonight. We've only had one monster tonight.
Yeah.
But we have so Marty Scurll, Dalton Castle, and Cody. Match was short. After Dalton had been going outside the ring, they was doing their little normal triple threat stuff. Everyone's getting their big moves in. People were resting. Getting it was making sense. Once it started getting towards the chaotic part, that's when it all fell apart.
Yeah, you kind of got that sense that Dalton was going to retain when it started getting chaotic.
Yeah, because when it started getting chaotic, that's whenever everything started going bad. Nick Aldis jumps the guardrail. He saved Cody from a pin because he wants Cody to have the title.
Yeah.
Well, Dalton Castle took offense to that, and the boys they decided to get involved. And every time the boys get involved, nothing bad happens. It's always good for Dalton Castle. Am I right?
Yeah, you're right.
No, that's not this time.
No.
I think I'm 100% wrong this time, Todd. Dalton Castle sends not boy number one. I don't know what their names are, and if you do, please tweet us. But sends boy number one and launches them.
Oh, they got murdered by Aldis.
Nick Aldis, man, just done what he's supposed to, but boy number one crashed and burned like on impact. Like flung him over his back, and it sounded like a thud. The whole crowd went crazy. The other boy got launched over the rope, and instead of catching him, Nick basically volleyball put his hands up and do flat back bump on the ground.
Yeah, 12 foot up in the air and flat back bump on the ground. Splat.
He splatted, and I just want to go ahead and send my condolences to the boys. I'm sure their mamas are real sad right now. But after that, pure chaos starts to ensue in the ring. Aldous sort of steps back. Brandy gets involved. She's on the apron, breaking up counts and distracting people. Cody, he's starting to turn into that old school heel. He's dyed his hair blonde. He's going old school.
Yeah, he's doing a lot of old school moves now.
He pulled out the biggest bag of I don't know what it was. I think it was cocaine.
Well, some Ric Flair powder.
It's Ric Flair go juice is what it was. And Marty Scurll decided he wasn't going to have none of that in his match. So he hit the hand of Cody and blew every bit of the powder into his face.
Yeah, so
Cody's dying on the outside, overdosing probably, that poor guy. And just doesn't work like Ric Flair's used to. So
no, not at all.
Scurll walked in the crossface on Dalton Castle, and Dalton was starting to fade. And Cody, he comes back in the match, pulls the legs off. Like I thought he's getting ready to screw Scurll, and sort of save Dalton.
Slaps on the figure four.
So the Ric Flair powder did work.
Yeah.
It is delayed. Is that extended release stuff?
Extended release did help him out.
It helped him out. He threw a figure four on, and Dalton was dying. And I don't exactly remember how he got out of it. If the boys come back finally, I was still in awe of the powder spot. I hadn't seen that in years.
The ref ended up ejecting Aldous, the boys, and Brandy from the match.
Yeah, because they were all getting involved. So that's probably what cost them to. Because Cody probably went back to plead his case once Brandy there. And Cody comes back. Nick, he attempted crossroads on Marty Scurll. Scurll reverses and hits crossroads on his Bullet Club partner.
Yeah, I thought for sure Scurll was going to win after he hit that.
Once he hit that, and Dalton's dead because they've been talking about Dalton this whole match. Dalton's crippled. Dalton. Whatever they were saying at the time. And so he hits the crossroads on Cody. 1, 2, no,
Cody.
Cody's dead because he got crossroaded. And now Dalton Castle picks up Scurll, hits the banger ring. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
It's surprising. Beginning of the match, I was like, yeah, this is going to be 100% Cody Rhodes walking out. Cody's Twitter name's Cody Rhodes. Give it to me. God, guys. But 100% Cody was going to win first of the match. After everything started getting chaotic, Nick Aldis getting involved, that's when it got a little iffy, and then we get Dalton Castle winning, and crowd wasn't angry. They were entertained. So that's a good sign to me that they wanted Cody to win, I'm sure, but match went the way they planned it, and I thought it was pretty damn good.
Yeah, it was really good. The match was just a lot of action for the short match it was. There was a ton of, every wrestler hit their moves in it. For Castle being hurt, he still looked strong in the match. He favored the leg. He still hit his big moves. You got to give your props to the champion of Ring of Honor for that. For him even fighting hurt.
Oh yeah, he's going through some serious like if you've heard him on any podcast, like he shows up on Colt's podcast because Colt does commentary for him, so he always records. He's like, I'm hurting right now, or any sort of interview you hear from him, he's hurting, and they need to get the belt off of him soon, and I think Cody's going to be the one to do it. Just don't know when. I thought it was going to be this match.
Well,
that's pretty much covered Ring of Honor for us,
bro. Ring of Honor, great pay-per-view for them.
Yeah, I mean, if you can catch it on Honor Club, definite watch. If you can go to your friend's house and watch it on his TV, that's even better. That's what I done.
Looking forward to the see what Ring of Honor does with the World Championship belt.
Yeah, that's and mark my words, if Cody wins that Ring of Honor world title, has that Ring of Honor, and gets the NWA title, he's like, what, 2 stones away from the Infinity Stone, and then he can dissolve Bullet Club with a click of fingers.
That's pretty much what they're...
I think that's what he's going for.
Looking for? I think so.
But, now all seriousness, he's going to be an insufferable bastard with it, and I can't wait. Cannot wait to boo that guy.
I'm going to talk a little bit about NXT, WWE's version of independent is what I call it.
Yeah, I will say it's their college football program before the pros.
Yeah, but they got some huge players in that.
Yeah, I mean, they do. I mean, I like college football better than I do pros just because there's 1,000 games on every Saturday.
Yeah, that's true. NXT right now is loaded with talent. They have one of the, I'm wanting to say the second biggest staple going right now in the Undisputed era.
Yeah, they're pretty rocking right now, I think.
You've got, in that you have Kyle O'Reilly.
Yes.
Bobby Fish.
Yes. Roderick
Strong.
Yes.
And Adam Cole himself.
Baby.
As don't know if you all know out there, but the Undisputed Era are holding a lot of gold around their waist.
The North American Championship, the tag belts.
Yes, and it wouldn't surprise me if they don't add more soon. Adam Cole is really burning up the NXT right now. He is the new North American champion. And
they've got a lot of faith in Adam right now, too.
The Kyle O'Reilly and Roderick Strong defended their belts a couple weeks ago against Mustache Mountain and actually lost them.
Yeah.
But within a week span, they won them back. So right there, it tells you how strong they are. Yeah. And, they have a lot more talent than most tag teams have. They are also ex-Ring of Honor people.
And ex PWG. I mean, you start listing off initials, you're eventually going to say where they was at. They were the hottest on the indies before getting signed to WWE.
Yeah, every bit of it. And NXT has one of the hottest wrestlers on the planet right now, also, as in Ricochet.
Yes. I haven't. Last match I watched Ricochet's was the Velveteen Dream match. Man, they both look like $1 million.
I don't know what WWE has plans for him once he's called up.
I hope they don't go up for a while. I mean, it's just the main roster stacked, and
he's got a good home in NXT. I don't think he needs Raw or SmackDown.
That's where they make the money, is when they hit the main road. But I don't want to sound like that guy who's like, oh, don't take him to the WWE. It's the same company. I understand that, but at the same time, it's just there's a little more responsibility. You go from taping once a month, pay-per-view every 3 months, to 5 days a week wrestling. 5 days a week on the road, and that's a big responsibility. I'm not saying he can't do it, and he hasn't done it, but just they could get lost in the shuffle so easy, and I don't want that to happen. I want them forever on TV.
Yeah, but Ricochet, it wouldn't surprise me if they didn't bring him up soon. I know he's not held any belts in NXT yet, but he don't need a belt.
Yeah, you don't need one in NXT. Don't get me wrong, it's nice to have, and but they're trying to do the long title reign right now. They've done that one with Asuka where she went undefeated. I'm not saying they're going to do that with Alistair or Adam Cole, but just
that's just what they do.
They want to make them mean something.
Yeah, their titles. They want their titles to mean something in NXT. They just don't want you to win them and 3 weeks down the road lose them and then you're up to the main card. They don't. They don't do that with their belts, which I like that.
Yeah, I mean it's just that they try to make the next person that's coming up for the belt. They try to make them a star there so they can carry it for a while, and that's awesome. I can give it to them for that.
Yeah, so NXT right now is they're doing good.
Yeah, if you can catch it on the network, it's definite watch.
They watch all their old pay-per-views are on there. All their
shows,
all their taping shows are on there. If you
go back 4.5 years and just go to town on it, it's great. It's great watching. From the Sami Zayn era up, really.
Yeah, that's true. The New Japan G1 special in San Francisco is coming up.
I can't wait. I cannot wait for this, bro. This is going to be this is Christmas in July for me.
You got 9 matches on their card, and I'm sitting here looking at their matches right now.
They have a ton of tag team matches. That's New Japan for you.
Yeah, they tell their stories with tag team matches and with single matches.
Mm-hmm. They set up the stories and sort of progress them. Like you'll have 3 people who have really nothing to do with each other, or they might be in the same faction versus another faction, and they're carrying on their storyline. Like once the 2 people who have beef with each other get in the ring, they start working a story, and everyone's like, "Oh, the New Japan style is unsafe and dangerous." I'd have to disagree with that. It's just it seems like everything's the way they work, and as little as they do work, it's makes I think they can handle their own. They're doing just fine.
Well, one of the matches that I'm looking forward to seeing is going to be Kushida. Sorry, my Japanese is not as good as Anthony's. Kushida and Tanahashi versus Marty Scurll and Hangman Page.
I expect that this is the year of Hangman. I'm not calling it, but I'm just hoping it is.
Yeah, over the past year, he has really...
He's got some big wins. He's had a lot of losses, but...
Yeah, he's beaten Tanahashi. He's beaten Kota Ibushi. He's, took Okada to the limit.
Yeah, I mean it's going to be a good show, I think, and I don't see Hangman eating the pin, but with it being an attraction show with 20-minute time limit, we might get a double D. I don't know about that. Now I'm looking forward to seeing Zack Sabre and Suzuki, though. That's my. Zack is a technical beyond belief wrestler. He's taking on him and Suzuki taking on Toru Yano and Tomohiro Ishii. I feel bad for Toru. He's probably going to get stretched out by one or the other. Both of them are insane grappling specialists, and Ishii's going to probably carry on his little feud with Suzuki, but it's going to be
yeah. He's selling a lot of DVDs right now, so
Toro is
Toro is
he's trying his best. What are you looking forward to? Any other matches?
Well, there's a couple more matches I'm looking forward to. You are getting a rematch from the previous pay-per-view in New Japan, Dominion. Yeah. It will be between the Young Bucks, Nick and Matt Jackson, versus Evil and Sonata.
Yeah, the former champs versus the current champs. The people they lost the belt from are taking them on their home turf now.
Yeah, San Francisco.
Yeah, that's just
the U.S.
Just a few miles down the road from them. That's going to be a few miles down the road from the Jacksons, and it's going to be I think it's going to be a good match. Evil is he's got that whole dark gimmick going on. He's going to probably stop by Hot Topic and buy him out some stuff.
Right.
But I mean, it's just Sonata can go, Evil can go, Young Bucks can go. I mean, it's going to be a good match.
Yeah, Nick and Matt Jackson are going to be a little banged up from the Briscoes this past, Ring of Honor pay-per-view. And, they're just going to be 7 days removed from the Ring of Honor pay-per-view, so they'll be a little banged up. But I'm sure Nick and Matt Jackson will get healed up quick. They're in the U.S. right now. They won't be doing a lot of traveling this week. They'll be in the States, so they won't have any of that jet lag or anything like that. They'll be getting some home cooking, as we call it.
Yeah, a little home cooking and some family time. That's going to be real good for them, I think. I'm looking forward to that Jeff Cobb match. He's Jeff Cobb's going to take on Hiroki Goto. It's going to be a Haas fight, pure Haas fight. That's don't expect any 630s or anything like that. But my God,
yeah, that match is going to be for the never open
openweight title
heavyweight
that Elgin just lost back to Goto.
Yeah,
and that's going to be a hell of a match. I'm also looking forward to Will Ospreay and Okada taking on Bushi and Tetsuya Naito. It's going to be Chaos versus L.I.J. Los Ignorables. Okay, we're from Kentucky, so forgive us. But L.I.J. And it's going to be Ospreay is he's my best high flyer in the world right now.
He's on my list as one of the top flyers. I'm a huge Ricochet fan, so Ricochet's from Kentucky.
Yeah,
so
we've got that going for him. Yeah, but Ospreay right now, man, he's just. I mean, beyond just the big flips, he does lots of little, wouldn't surprise me if he ever done like a moonsault off his knees, off the mat.
Yeah, he's really athletic. I think he's like 22 years old and just really athletic.
Hope he lasts.
In that match, how is Ospreay and Okada going to be? Are they going to be butting heads like they have been? Or are they going to be,
I don't know. This is the whole... they're both in chaos, but Okada, man, he's going through some dark times right now. And Naito, man, he's reeling from his Intercontinental title loss. So we've got some heavy hearts going on in this next match.
Another match on the card is the IWGP US Heavyweight Championship match between Jay White, Switchblade, and Juice Robinson.
Yes. Juice is coming in with a broke hand. He broke it on Kazuno Road Night 1. Jay was getting ready to hit him with a chair, and instead of palm striking the chair, Juice punched it and broke the bone above his pinky. He got a boxer's fracture. So
yeah, Jay White is the second U.S. heavyweight champion, the first being Kenny Omega.
He's coming into his own now. He was sort of guy who liked knives to. Yeah, he's starting to bring out some darkness and chaos. It looks like they're going through a dark timeline. He's the only one with the belt still. So
yeah, and Kenny Omega was the first champion. He won it last year, G1 special.
Yeah.
So second champion. Second G1 special in the U.S. with New Japan.
A real American might win the belt. That's that's going to be insane. But I think that covers it, man. That's the we've got two more matches we're probably interested in. Hiromu Takahashi, he is insanity. He's going to be taking on Dragon Lee. If you've never watched Dragon Lee, you need to get on NJPW World right now and go find the shows where they wrestled in New Japan. Those guys from from Mexico can go.
Yeah, this match will be high flying, a lot of flips.
A lot of flips, a lot of death defying bumps.
Yeah.
From Hiromu. I mean, this is going to be. After the match is over, if it doesn't get 4 stars, I'm going to be very, very, surprised. I've got this as probably my sleeper hit of the show, to be honest.
Yeah, this could be the.
Let's get the main event out of the way. Yeah, that's going to be good. That's probably going to be the match of the show, I think. But if you had to look at all the other matches on this show, that's my sleeper hit right there.
The main event match, the match I'm looking forward to the most because I am just a Kenny Omega fanatic. It is a 60-minute time limit for the IWGP Heavyweight Championship between Kenny Omega and the Nightmare Cody.
Man, it's going to be. That's another one that's going to be insane. Cody doesn't do all the insane athleticism stuff. He does the real heel wrestling stuff. He's going to slow the match down because the fans don't want it. He's going to slow it down because he needs it slow.
Yeah.
And if he has to work a knee, if he has to work a shoulder, if he has to work anything to slow the match down, he's not going to be doing it because he can't go the style. He can go just as fast.
Yeah.
We've watched him go just as fast with the Shield.
Many a time.
That match him and Goldust had with the Shield at Battleground in New York.
Yeah, it was a quick, hard hitting match.
I mean, they didn't slow down. All of them went full bore, and he's going to slow it down because the fans want the match to be fast paced, fast action. He's going to slow it down because it's going to piss them off.
Yeah, but the thing about it is Kenny Omega can do slow, fast,
and it's going to be
super slow, super fast.
This could be a good match. I think we may see a different Kenny Omega out of this match than what we're used to seeing. We may not see 120 V triggers. Yeah. We may see a finishing V trigger.
Yeah, because Kenny Omega right now he's the top.
Yeah,
I think.
And this is almost almost gonna be a match for the Bullet Club. It seems like.
Yeah, I mean the winner of this match could end up being the true leader of the Bullet Club. Yeah. For those out there who don't know, Cody and Kenny Omega have been fighting for the leadership of the Bullet Club, and this is their second match on a pay-per-view.
Yeah, well, this almost isn't even like fighting for they're not really fighting for it. It's just like Cody showed up and started talking so much trash and got the Bullet Club to sort of fracture, not break apart, but like how people work for a big company. I don't like that person over there.
Yeah.
Same way, they still fighting for the same goal, but you've got people who are heels now to each other when they were friendly with each other. It's just it's insane what they're going to end up doing. I mean, is this what's going to cause the Golden Elite to split away? Is this what's going to break them?
Yeah. You never know. This could rage Kenny Omega so much that he could split from.
He could become
Ibushi.
He could become full heel.
Yeah.
Because now we've got Ibushi versus Kenny at some point during G1.
Yeah, it's going to happen.
It's got to happen, and. Is this what's going to cause Kenny to go down his dark timeline? Is that belt going to be too much for him to hold on his shoulder?
Or, Kenny could be like the Young Bucks were whenever they took on the Golden Lovers.
Yeah.
The Young Bucks took on the Golden Lovers, and it didn't do anything to them. They still, loved Kenny Omega.
But at the time they didn't. But
they didn't.
After they realized what Cody was doing.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's just they could go several different ways, and I'm not saying like this is going to be 4-year storyline. You've got to. If you didn't watch this show, you're out of the loop. But this could be setting up, Wrestle Kingdom right now. So.
Yeah, I mean, you could really. what's going to happen in San Francisco could be a real setup for Wrestle Kingdom.
Oh yeah, I mean it could be starting the wheels rolling, and once the G1 finishes, that could be what sets it up.
Yeah.
It could be setting up something for King of Pro Wrestling. It could be setting something up for the other pay-per-view, which I forgot again, even though I looked it up last week. But it could be setting up any number of little things that's going to have implications down the road, and that's why I like New Japan, because I don't have to watch 55 hours programming a week to
to keep up with it.
Keep up with it. I can watch a show here, a show there. G1's hard to keep up with in terms of storyline, but it's more points that you have to keep up with. So it's
Yeah, it's more point based than.
I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm gonna watch a bunch of it, but I'm not gonna watch.
Than storyline based. There's going to be a couple storylines in it. You got Hangman Page and
Tanahashi. I mean, you've got the ones that are storyline based. Yeah, you're going to have to catch those matches.
Yeah.
Maybe not live at 3 a.m, but definitely have to watch it. So it's going to be, but you don't have to watch every match every night. That's just they know you can't do that, but they're going to broadcast anyway, just in case you want to.
Yeah, but the Omega and Cody match will be. It will give you what you want.
Yeah.
If you are a wrestling fan, if you are wanting a story.
Yeah. And I think it's going to have something for everyone too, because you're going to have that new school versus old school.
Yeah.
Even though there's a chance Cody and Kenny are about the same age.
Yeah, so 35, 36 range.
Something like that. So, but I'm not saying like, grizzled old vet, but you're going to have someone doing old style heel work.
Yeah.
And that's something different, and it's going to be good. I hope it's going to be good television. I can't say it's going to be good. I'm hoping.
Yeah. And on our show, what we like to do at the end is our top 5 wrestlers of the week.
Yes. I don't even have mine written down this week because I just know what I'm going to say this week. I really don't. I'm just going to pull it off the top of my head here and say it. But we're going to start off my top 5.
Tell us what your top 5 of the week is.
My top 5 are in no particular order. It's sometimes it's someone who made me laugh. Sometimes it's someone who just they showed out to me. I'm going to put down Taiji Ishimori from New Japan, Bone Soldier.
Okay, yeah.
I mean, the match he was in, whatever. He was in a match at Kazuna Road Night 1. That's the only one I've seen so far. They're doing good. They're getting ready to do big things with them, and I think they're trying to make them a legitimate threat.
He is a junior
heavyweight, and he is cut to the bone, muscle, and just he's fast. He's everything a junior should be.
Yeah, he's to be a junior. He is hard hitting. He is a brute.
Yeah, and like it's making good television, I think. I'm gonna say next one on the list. We'll put down Dalton Castle. He showed a lot of heart. He could have dropped the belt. He should have dropped the belt by now.
Yeah.
I mean, like physically, he should have. When like, hey guys, I need to heal up, and they would not have had any ill will towards him. They would have let him. Drop it on TV. I relinquish this belt. He is a fighting champion. He believes in himself. He is making a name for himself. And I just hope he doesn't hurt himself.
Dalton showed a lot of heart for wrestling in a triple threat match. Hurt.
Yeah.
And because those matches are dangerous.
Oh yeah.
They anything goes in those matches.
People flying. People. Anything could have went wrong.
Yeah. And
he just powered through it. Gotta say, Daniel Bryan. That's my next one. He's wrestling big men. Compared to him, he's a small guy. He's wrestling them, and he's winning over the hearts again. And I've not heard if his contract's been signed yet, or if he's going to sign.
Has not been signed yet.
If it has, it's not been made public, and they're keeping us in the dark. But it's hard. It's hard to tell what's happening. Something in September might happen. And that might change things up. But say my next one. Gotta go with. Gonna have to go with Rusev. He's starting to look really, really confident in the ring. Not saying he never was, but they're booking him in a way that it showcases his skill. He's not just the guy that comes in, oh, I'm evil foreigner, pin me.
Yeah.
He's actually winning. He's over with the crowd.
He's not really a heel or a face. He's just
he's intense.
He's intense. He's not. He's fighting heels. He's fighting faces. He's.
He's got that. He's got Aiden English doing that catchphrase in the beginning of doing singing and all. Yeah, that's over. But he's sort of in between.
Aiden English is the new Ricardo.
Ooh, yeah, I can see that. But he's not a comedy act. Really.
Yeah, not a comedy act.
Yeah, and then after that, I'm going to go with Kenny Omega this week. Still, on my list. Nothing. I had Okada as my legit number one wrestler last week. But that was just because of Dominion.
Yeah.
And this show he didn't do an awful lot. He's depressed right now, so he's hanging out without the belt, and I'm feeling bad for the guy.
Yeah.
But no, Kenny Omega, man, he's I didn't get to see what happened at CEO in Tampa, but it's just I'm sure he's doing some good wrestling, wherever he's at right now, and he's just right now my best, not my best in the world, but he's able to be on the top 5 list for sure.
Yeah, Omega, he's like
he's killing at whatever he does. So plus that new Fire Pro game commercial looked pretty badass.
Yeah, Kenny Omega's hot right now.
Yeah. Well, bro, you got a list for us tonight?
Yeah, my top 5 has got some new people on it also.
Okay.
It has changed from last week's. Last week was Omega, AJ, Okada, Rollins, and Cody.
Yeah. I've
had some people drop off.
Okay.
Completely off their list.
Just because they weren't featured this week?
Weren't featured this week, and just,
It's just what you're feeling this week? Okay.
These guys, the ones that are added onto the list this week have made their way there because, they're doing...
They're putting the good work in.
Yeah, doing it right now.
Yeah.
At number 5 on my list is still Cody. He may have lost this week, but him losing didn't do nothing bad for him. It was a triple threat match. This match was more about the champion. Him trying to survive a triple threat match, and he was hurt, so
and he somehow survived it.
Yeah.
If you would have told me last week he was going to retain, I'd have laughed at you.
Yeah. But number 4 on my list is Adam Cole. He is your North American champion in NXT. If he was already on the main roster and doing what he's doing right now, he could possibly be higher up on my list.
Yeah.
I mean, Adam Cole is, for you who don't know, he was a member of the Bullet Club in Ring of Honor and New Japan. He
used to be in Mount Rushmore in PWG. He's built a name, and he started from just plain wrestler to started moving up that ladder.
And that's what makes me like Adam Cole, because he's just not. He wasn't forced down your neck.
Yeah.
He wasn't backhanded stuff.
He got over on his own.
He got over on his own. You're out there probably thinking, well, he was in the Bullet Club, blah, blah, blah. No, he was in the Bullet Club because he was hot at the time, and the Bullet Club get the hot guys.
Yeah.
And the Bullet Club has lots of money. The Bullet Club prints money.
Yeah.
And, he's not going to turn down the opportunity to be in the Bullet Club.
Because, he was, just regular wrestler. He went to the embassy. He went to, oh, Lord, that guy that looks like Pauly Shore in Ring of Honor, his little group. He then, got to the main event. Then he went to PWG, got into Mount Rushmore. Then is organic. It made sense.
Yeah, so Adam Cole, he's in NXT right now, and he is he's on fire. He's their, Aleister Black may be the champion there, but Adam Cole,
I would love to see that match.
That'd be a hell of a match.
That would be.
But, Aleister Black's the champion, but Adam Cole's the North American champion. Yeah. And most of your main event matches on their shows has Adam Cole in it, not Aleister Black. So, which belt is better? And it's an opinion.
Yeah.
Which belt's better over there? Second on my list is another guy from NXT. No, third on my list.
Yeah.
Jumped ahead, sorry. Third on my list is Ricochet. He's over in NXT. The crowd loves him. He's a high flyer. He's a little man, in stature. He's only 5'10", but he's built. He can go.
Freak athlete.
Freak athlete. He's got he does like a back handspring up against the rope, backflip into a superhero pose.
Yeah.
And it is just amazing to watch. It don't even look real if you've ever seen it. It looks, last week you had EC3 and Adam Cole. No, take it back. You had EC3 and Velvet. Right? Velvet? How do you pronounce that?
Velveteen Dream.
Yeah, Velveteen Dream. EC3 and Velveteen Dream took on Aleister Black and Ricochet. And that match right there really, put Ricochet extremely over NXT. I say it wouldn't be surprising if he did not go to the main roster soon. Second on my list is the World Heavyweight Champion in WWE, AJ Styles.
Yeah,
he was not on SmackDown this week because he's overseas in Tokyo.
And props to the show. Didn't even notice he wasn't there.
Yeah, SmackDown was so good this week.
Yeah.
You didn't even know their champion wasn't even there.
Yeah. I mean, that's nothing against AJ, but he's got the best talent to work with, and whatever he does, crisp perfection.
Yeah, that tells you SmackDown is loaded with talent when your main guy is not even on there.
And they send him overseas to make big money, and he's just killing it over there right now also. So
when WWE can send 8 to 10 wrestlers overseas and sell out any arena they want over there and make huge money, they sent 4 people from SmackDown over there. They sent AJ Styles, Anderson Gallows, and Carmella. They sent the Club and Carmelo. They sent the Women's Champion and the World Heavyweight Champion.
Mm-hmm.
AJ Styles had his New Japan mask on once again over in Japan.
Yeah.
For some reason, he always wears it when he's over there. The crowd loves it.
Yeah. Looks like a big diamond encrusted gas mask.
Yeah, diamond encrusted gas mask. What it looks like. I'm sure it cost a pretty penny.
Yeah. Probably got a couple G dropped into it. But.
Yes. My number one wrestler on my list is Kenny Omega. He is the New Japan heavyweight champion. He he's on fire right now.
Mm-hmm.
He's probably the best in the world right now at this time, in my opinion. He's on his way, I would say, to winning PWI's #1 spot.
It's going to be...
I would say it's going to be either him or AJ Styles for the #1 spot this year in PWI.
Yeah.
You got to see what he does at the G1 Special San Francisco. What he does in the G1.
Yeah, what he does in G1 is going to be telling, because he's going to be the world champ in a 10 match tournament.
Yeah.
He has to wrestle 10 times in 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Not including the house shows he's going to wrestle.
Yeah.
Or the off nights.
So if he loses G1, I really don't think it's going to hurt him. If he don't make it to the championship match, I don't think it's going to hurt him. But he can't go in the G1 and lose a bunch.
No, and I don't think he's going to be pushing the record this year, I think.
Yeah.
But he might lose to someone who gets a little more than him.
Yeah, I think the win-loss record in G1 is 9-1, 8-2, something like that.
It's something high, maybe 8, maybe 7-1-3, something. I don't know.
Yeah, it's something high.
I mean, it's really like, I'm gonna say at least 14 points.
Yeah, at least it's a lot of points. But next Saturday is the G1 special in America. You have Omega versus Cody. He will truly show you why he's #1 on my list. I hope. I will be watching.
I hope he doesn't let you down, Todd.
I hope he don't.
I'm just looking at the the results from the G1. Naito and Omega, they hit 14 points apiece. Is what they hit before they had their final match.
Yeah, so
I mean, that's 14's a high number. Before that, 12. I mean, just 14 seems to be about the max right now. You never know, someone might pull 16 out this year.
Yeah, it's true. The brackets are loaded in the G1.
Yeah. And I mean, someone can have a good string of wins, or it could just be sort of doldrums for everybody else, and then one person do great. That's a hell of a list today, Todd. But I think both of ours would be. It's all subjective, but I think people can understand where we're coming from, both of them.
Yeah, I mean, you can mix our list up and add a couple wrestlers in and make a hell of a top 10 list.
You sure could. Sure could. Well, bro, I think that's about covered everything we need to this week, besides closing stuff at the show, right?
Yeah, I think
we hit the high points, we hit some low points, and
the wrestling this week was really entertaining.
Yeah. I mean, it's definite. Some of it was must watch, some of it's catch it when you can, and
yeah, I mean,
very little was skip at all costs. So.
For my opinion out there, listeners, you need to watch SmackDown.
Yes.
For sure. Raw, I wouldn't even waste my time watching it. No. It was. I don't really know what Raw's deal is. They were only missing. I don't even think that. They weren't even missing any wrestlers. They had their full roster there.
Or at least enough to do it.
Yeah, they had all their big guys. They had Strowman. They had
at least 2
Owens.
good hours television, but
yeah, I don't know if 3 hours is too much. I don't know what's going on with Raw. If their writers are truly that bad,
yeah.
I mean, you've got 2, if not 3, of the best wrestlers in the world on their roster in Raw. I mean, you've got Seth Rollins and Finn Balor, and you do nothing with them.
Yep.
You got Rollins dropping the IC belt last week, got him in a rematch this week, and it ended up getting DQ'd. You put Finn Balor in a tag team match, which, I mean, nothing wrong with tag team matches, but you put him in a match where he's been a tag team partner with Braun Strowman the past 2 or 3 months,
yeah,
and now you put him in a tag team match against him.
Yeah.
I don't understand that at all. It makes
little sense to me. Well, man, I reckon we should just go ahead and get our little plugs out of the way. As always, we're going to try to do this every week. Try to have it up Monday. Can't make any promises. Just all depends on everything, how it works out. But on Twitter, we are at WrestleCast Show. Our Yahoo email address would be worldwrestlingcast@yahoo.com. Shoot us any questions you may have on either one of those, and we'll get back to you as soon as possible. Include you on the show.
Any questions, just email us.
Yeah,
and
show reports.
Yeah. Any kind of independent shows out there you want us to talk about, we're get to what we can.
Yeah.
If you want us to just say your name on the air.
Yeah.
We got time. We'll do it for you.
Yeah, we're cool with that.
We want this show to be not just about WWE or New Japan.
Yeah.
We want this show also to be about the indies.
Yes. Because that if they're strong, the other companies are strong.
Yes.
And if they're entertaining, I'm all for it.
Yeah.
But you've got us on YouTube already if you're listening to this. If you're catching this in the archives on our podcast page, we do have a YouTube page. Just search for @WrestleCast Show. Will be the first result on there. Also,
subscribe to our YouTube page.
Subscribe to the YouTube page.
Like our videos.
Yes. Set it up for the alerts so you'll know when our show drops.
Yeah, we're going to try to have the shows posted on Monday.
Yeah.
That's what we're shooting for.
Yeah.
It
all depends on real life how it works out. But as soon as I get it done, as soon as I finish up in the afternoons, I edit everything down, and hopefully Mondays we'll have it live. When we do our podcast, we'll have 3 put up, in the archives, and we'll start doing them right to the podcast page, so you can listen to us on your phone, on the go, working out, driving, however you work it. And buddy, I think that's got everything covered for us today, Todd.
Yeah, good show. Hope everybody out there enjoys the show this week. And as always, if you ain't listening to wrestling or watching wrestling, you ain't living right. We're just going to do a little too sweet.
Take care. We'll catch you next week, guys.